So I think there's two main things for individuals. So for talking to supervisors as a person, I fuse to remember that you're dealing with a human being that has dreams, has aspirations, has limitations, has emotional reactions that are not going to be rational at all, despite the belief that we're rational animals. Like I said, I react emotionally, you react emotionally. We all can have these emotional reactions. And to understand in 4 years is a long time. To understand a lot of times these people come away, they're far away from home, they're dealing with a lot of other things, and no one comes here and they don't want to succeed. No one comes here and they don't want to work. I tell this to my students, to my master students. If you feel that what we're doing is too much, you need to make yourself heard, because otherwise it's human nature. If I give you this to carry and you carry, and after 1 year you don't complain, I'll give you another one, especially nowadays. So you need to say, this is enough. Otherwise, silence is an assumption that everything is fine and I can add more. It shouldn't be, but it's how it works. So we need to be more vocal. And I think supervisors as well, as in, hey, these are human beings. My PhD are human beings. You want me to treat them as humans. You want them to finish in 4 years. The supervisors have the highest pressure, I feel, in terms of like workload, not life, that depends on the individual, but like workload. And then they have to pass this to the PhD students, and you have to finish this because I have to publish an amount of papers, or I have to get this in 4 years. The PhDs get stressed, and then they pass this down to the master students, and you have to give me data, because if you don't, and it becomes a cycle where we're just passing our problems instead of, hey, shall we work together, instead of kind of, yeah. And I feel like, so as these are the two things supervisors should do: see a human being and be vocal, explain, you want me to do this, we need that, instead of treating this as kind of like worth the trouble, because phenomena here that also plays a role, which is none of them are from South America, and this is not a must, but none of them are from the global South. And this is hard. Sometimes you need someone from the scenarios that are more similar to you, so you can actually say, you don't want people to rationally understand you. You want people to emotionally connect to you. You don't want people to look at you and say, I understand, because that actually got me angry at times. I hate it when people are like, I understand what you're going through, and you don't, and it's fine. I don't want you to go through what I've been through. I don't think that's not, I'm saying you don't, and it's fine, but at least understand you don't understand. I really think that the Netherlands overall is more egalitarian, but if you come from this perspective of the background you're from, so if you're Dutch, for example, and you're used as more egalitarian perspective, you might miss that from an immigrant perspective, this doesn't work. Because if your work here doesn't work, you go back to your home and then you go back to work. As an immigrant, the power difference is way too big. It's just, you're talking about, well, I've already moved here. I've already given up on opportunities for my country. I've already like changed my life. This cannot fail. Like, it's too much of a big bet. Like, if there's the sunken cost fallacy, the more you bet on something, the more you have to keep betting, because it cannot fail.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this is what's happening, but I think something similar happens in the sense of you cannot fail. It feels almost as if you won the lottery and lost the prize. And I think this is common across all the people that I've spoken to. I feel people don't even notice this. And I haven't been there in 7 years. Of course, it's still the country I was born in, but I haven't lived and worked there in 7 years. How much of a home is there for me in terms of like continuing my life? Because my life didn't pause there. It literally stopped and it continued here. And I feel like this is something that a lot of times people don't get with international students, is that we're constantly under this threat. Some do better than others. I'm an anxious person, so I don't have trouble with this, but regardless of how you deal with it, we all know that we're constantly under this threat of this life you have here, friends, all of this, just like that. It can go away. Apart from that, in terms of the system of like feeling embraced, talking to a psychologist, it was really good. Like that went very smoothly. My supervisor understood it really well. The conversations with both the university psychologist, the HR representative. It was just very, very nice. And that's what I mean, that I feel the individuals are holding the line on their own while the problem is more systemic. And eventually they come to a point where it's like, I want to help you, but this is as much as I can do.